meeting last night.
Is that
Any,
What, is that where the churn,
the what?
is that where the churn with the meeting night came from? Is you had
Yes,
other,
yes, because I had to beg for money.
it doesn't. particularly
Any
matter.
questions you want to
I
ask
heard
me
my
before the
voice.
recording starts?
Is there any progress about the other seat? I know we had to submit stuff to Eddie for you guys to see, so you didn't talk about it at your meeting.
I asked about it and she said that you were supposed to submit it. Elizabeth said,
Yeah, we did.
so
Okay.
I want them to advertise for it so we get somebody.
Yeah,
Jesse.
Jim, she wants to come, and Jim King wants to come back too. So that,
I lean toward Jesse. So.
Jim King just came to Johnsontown with me yesterday to help look at a building,
He's
so,
wonderful,
yeah,
but.
I know, well, that's true.
And we don't have anyone out that way.
Yeah,
so-
no, I think it's a great tie into the Middle Way Conservancy, so, I mean, it'll be up to you guys to vote on that. So these qualified candidates will come and you can.
Well, you know me, I just do what I'm told.
Told by who?
Well, I'll be seeing you next week then.
Well, I want you to apply for.
I did,
Okay,
got a receipt,
okay.
so.
May I? Let's see. These for everyone.
At least one person.
Well,
Bump anyone.
I may not be able to take the position. That's why I was hoping it will.
Oh, sorry, that's just for you. Doesn't-
Because I know you're one of those dastardly people
Oh,
from the
okay.
other side that I keep getting beat up.
All
for.
right, so we all have to
Getting
fill that
along.
out.
Get along
I
great with.
never have a pen.
No,
That's a pencil.
No, you're not a monster.
I hope,
Anytime I dig around, it's like I pull
Well,
out
I'm
a
not
colored
either.
pencil, a crayon, like
you know,
a tiny Sharpie.
I have enough
a
to
door.
worry about life.
I think.
I shouldn't be sitting with my back toward the door.
There's a reason people do that.
I like to sit facing the door.
I'm just nosy.
You could sit here and
What time is it? Okay, 2 minutes.
Is this a full package? Oh, my God, this with you do good work.
are we going to be
I'm waiting.
filling all this out on our own time?
Someone-
As part of the meeting?
This is not part of the meeting, is it? This is just, you needed us
Okay,
to
we just-
sign this.
Okay.
You saw them?
Sure, sure.
Someone-
Oh, I'm doing it right now. I mean, there's no,
And did I hear properly that I have missed my window to check out the office and
and
I can take people into it.
Ray complained about it. Anyway, so we were down there.
oh, I have to show you. Sherrod came to the library today, brought the map of.
Well, you know what the
Johnson
issue
County.
is with his candidacy? Does not.
It needs restored.
It's very.
But I can read most of the names.
Oh, he was
What was the
actually wearing a
day?
suit. Thank you for the intel. That's probably what's happening. I suspect when he.
Do you want me to
gets
keep it
rolling,
with this?
he's gonna be as mad as a hornet.
I'll put my name at the top.
And he should, Nikki Painter warned him he shouldn't apply. He could
am I
actually. get
correct in
jailed by
thinking
it.
that we no longer have to turn on and off when we're?
I just, what I've heard is they'll probably send some sort of injunction when he can't make on anything ever again. He's already sanctioned by the Supreme Court. So he's chalking up another notch. Oh,
You're still getting this one,
won't be
right?
able to run
Okay.
for office. Boo-hoo.
How's it going in Kearneysville? Have you been back to cemetery?
Yeah.
Doing more trash? Oh, good. That'll make a big difference to kind of make it look more one property, not have that. I talked to Jefferson Orchards and got them to bring a dumpster over for the side of Kearneysville Methodist, because I mean, the cemetery has like a shared edge with the property that they still own that they're trying to sell, and there's so much trash left. So we're getting it out. That was exciting.
Don't have anything official. So, museum, Charlestown Library are launching. There are strict instructions with majority of the places, like you stay in your car, you don't even sit on the property. But I'm very excited about some of the locations.
Who put that together?
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'd love to
Thank
like
you.
to see people get out there.
Yeah, so we're gonna share it and the old, do you remember? You don't remember the drive. Yeah, so that space is all there. But there's a blurb about it, Old Stone House at Morgan's Road. House, which is the rectory now for St. James. So. Hoping it will be ready by the,
Nice.
so that should be fun.
Okay. So we can start. I call the meeting to order. This is the Jefferson County Historic Landmarks Commission. It's June 11th and 7:02 PM. All commissioners are present except for John Henry Dale and Lyle Rush. My gosh, my brain already. Okay, so first approval of the minutes. Well, do we do approval of the minutes before public comment? I assume no public comment. Yeah, do you have any public comments? Okay. Those are highway markers, so it's a state. Yeah, it needs cleaned a little bit, I noticed. So I'm not sure what the protocol is for that. I don't know if you need to talk to them to,
Yeah, I believe. You can call the West Virginia Division of Culture and History, and they can route you to the right person. Of Culture and History. So now it's under the Department of Tourism. But if you call, if you go to the SHPO website, it'll give you the phone number. And after the meeting, I can give you the phone number.
I actually recently, in the past month or so, emailed because there's a marker from River Road that's missing and the person never got back to me. So maybe calling is the better approach. Okay, so approval of the minutes from April. We also needed to approve February, correct? Is that why? Okay. I don't have any comments on it. I move that we approve the minutes.
From both.
Would say both, yeah.
Seconded.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Sorry, new business. So Elizabeth, do you want to explain this one to us?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is something that might have happened when you were first on the commission, Lee. The partnership between the West Virginia Division of Natural Resources and the HLC to permit the HLC to undertake historic preservation efforts on Shannondale. The agreement is up and they have offered to extend the agreement for another 25 years. There's not really any requirement of ongoing efforts. It's just opening it up to the possibility.
Have we done anything specifically over there? So far, it's just,
I think there was like a project quite a bit ago with a series of volunteers who were clearing out brush along ruins and taking photos of them, but that's the only effort that I've been able to come across in the files in the office.
I think that it may have been right as I was coming on the commission that maybe whatever they were doing was either winding down or being completed. And I think, don't remember when Willis Knoll passed away, but I think that something coincided with that because he was pushed a lot for things in Shenandoah.
I mean, I think that we should do this.
Yeah, there is no funding or financial obligation or anything involved with this. It's just an agreement that we have access to utilize that for preservation or purposes should we choose to.
Yes, that's correct. There's no funding coming from the Department of Natural Resources. It's just allowing for, I would assume, ongoing efforts that were kind of discussed before. I don't think we could go crazy and come up with a completely different idea than maintenance of the ruins, but
Yeah, I'd like to look at it more and see what's up there, but I think that we should move forward with this. So I move to, what's the proper motion? Let's see. I move to re-sign the license agreement with DNR for 25 years to continue historic preservation at Shenandoah Springs Wildlife Management Area. It's a very long motion.
Seconded.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay, this is moving quickly. Okay, so then another thing that we've been talking about are preservation easements, because things keep coming up and we find out, oh, we have another preservation easement we didn't know about. So Elizabeth's been working to get all of that information organized for us. And so that's in the packet. Did you want to review those since you typed this up?
absolutely. So this came up because of a constituent kind of question about what was permissible on his property, and it was the first time that I had heard about it. This was in regards to Blakely, which had a conservation and preservation easement placed on it in 1988. So it's been held for many, many years by the HLC. I had discovered some similar paperwork going through Martin's files for Snow Hill Farm. Both of these easements require ongoing monitoring of the property, right? So taking photographs, ensuring that the property owners are holding to the regulations put forth in the agreement. And the regulations are pretty rigid, right? They are requiring upkeep of the facade of both of the buildings to the period of significance. They factor in the land immediately around the property. And it's not clear that any monitoring has been going on, at least for the past like 2 or 3 decades. So there are two kind of options moving forward, right? We can decide that we want to start a monitoring program. And if that's the choice, then I think baseline documentation needs to happen again, because the baseline documentation is from 2019 in one case and then 1988 in the other case. And I know a number of things have happened at Snow Hill Farm since 2019. Or if you all decide that this is kind of like too much, there is a clause in both easements to find a suitable easement holder in the community. So we could approach the Land Trust of the Eastern Panhandle and ask them to take over the easements. And I think either one is manageable as long as we contact the property owners and do some relationship maintenance there, because one of these properties has been sold twice since the easement was put in place. And I think it's going to be quite a shock to hear that there are stipulations that go along with it. But
I think with regard to Blakely, the owner comes from a family that has maintained historic homes before.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping it won't be too much of a surprise.
yeah, and he was the person that reached out and was kind of happy enough that the activity he wanted to do was not impeded in any way by the easement. So I think it's a very lucky occurrence that, yeah, he is very sympathetic.
Do you have any sense that anything's gone on at Snow Hill since we transferred it?
Well, we did get called by the DEP because there was like a little dump site there. And then they were telling us we need to clean it up. And so that's kind of what started some of these discussions, because we're like, what kind of responsibility do we have for these people doing that behind it? Because it was near the church, wasn't it? Or was it?
So it was near the church. It was technically on county property, not property owned by the HLC, so that kind of cleared itself up. But it doesn't really appear that any preservation efforts have gone on there necessarily since it has been sold, because I do know the HLC owned it for a bit outright.
But they haven't, at least from what you know, nothing bad has happened to the building.
No,
Okay.
I don't think any demolition. I don't think anything like that is actively trying to destroy the character of the building in any way.
So what do you guys think about us doing the monitoring? I don't think that's too much to take on. I mean, it's just an annual
It's just an
visit.
Annual visit.
So I mean, I think that's something we can manage. So I mean, this is already required, isn't it? The monitoring?
It's best practices. I mean, there's nothing legally holding us to do it, but should something ever happen and you all decide you want to enforce the stipulations of the
Mhm.
easement, I think it would be very easy for someone to say, you don't seem to have any vested interest
Yeah.
because you have not been engaging for the past number of years.
Yeah, I think we can just, I mean, add this to the list. We already do this at the Osborne Farm. So, you know, in what, did you go in February? Is that what it was?
Osborne Farm, we were doing in October the first year I was here, and then in November. So when
Okay.
the leaves all
Yeah, I
die.
was gonna
Yeah.
say, best to do it in the fall. For some reason, I thought you went in the winter. Yeah, so I think that's manageable and we should do that. And we can just, you know, lump it together with when we do Osborne and just kind of do the week.
Have Easement week.
Yeah,
We try to handle them all and get it
Yeah.
done.
yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Then I'll plan to kind of reestablish some sort of baseline in the summer. That way we have something set up. We've already made contact. We're not just showing up
Yeah.
in October, if that works.
So I don't think we don't really need to make a motion on that, I don't think, because, I mean,
Picking up something we've already supposed to have been doing.
yeah, it's something that kind of is just our responsibility. We're just kind of clarifying what our responsibility looks like. Okay, thank you for putting this
You're so
together.
lucky you
It's
don't have a
helpful.
couple of lawyers here.
You think? Do you think I need to make a motion?
No,
Okay.
I think we get over motioned on the
Oh.
county commission. So
Yeah, I mean, I could make a motion, but I don't think that it's necessary. And we were just on the agenda. It's just a discussion. So she helped us here with this. Okay. So, okay, this is the more complicated thing.
Yeah, so at the last meeting, Lee, you had asked me to put together paperwork for the preservation fund. So I've just put together kind of an announcement and then a very rough draft of the application itself. I kind of leaned more towards the Eastern West Virginia Community Foundation style, like pretty easy, low barriers to applying. And I guess I'm looking for any changes you all would like to make, and if you don't have any changes, then a vote to approve.
One thing would be maybe, do we want to require a quote? You know, some of the work, it's hard to find people to do.
Mhm.
And so it's something for people to kind of get people thinking already who might perform the work and how much it actually would cost.
Yeah,
That's the only thing that I was thinking, if that's something we would want to require. Any thoughts on that?
I think that's a good idea so that people know what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, the work isn't cheap usually, so, you know,
Well, and to your point, I know some projects, there may be only 2 or 3 people around who do it and they're in high demand. So if they don't meet the 12-month, I mean, I guess maybe that was a small question that I had is, do we put in anything about any, like, in extraordinary circumstances, a 6-month extension
Mhm.
would be approved, you know, if there's particularly bad weather, or again, there's like one person who can do the work and they break their hand.
yeah.
sure.
I think that's
We-
oh,
We have the power to extend it if we need to, don't we?
Yeah, I think maybe he's saying establish that directly in our
Okay,
rules,
okay.
you know. I think that's reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah. We could also extend the period of work if that's something you'd want to do to 2 years. I just put 1 year because I thought it might be a little bit easier to manage, but other grants of the same size, I've seen extend to 2 or even 3 years to complete the work.
I think a year is pretty reasonable for, because it's a small grant, you know. If it was something where they were going to be doing really extensive work, I could think of more than a year, but I think a year is reasonable.
Okay. The other question that I had was the max amount that you were interested in. I have the a max from 2,000 to up to 5,000. 5,000 would mean that we could only offer 2 grants a year, but that would allow people more flexibility because a lot of these projects are pretty high in price.
Given how much things tend to cost and they're not getting cheaper, it might be good to have them at 5,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there, and I only say this because I look at grants a lot all the time. I don't have a position either way, but do we want to think about requiring some sort of matching? I just.
So that's what I was thinking. Some of this is not going to cover a project for someone, so they might be putting in their own money on it. I don't know that require matching is necessary.
But or I'm a little, I don't deal with grants, so I'm,
You're
are,
lucky.
Yeah.
are we approving the application for the grants, or is that coming, the
Mm.
approval comes from?
So we would need to draw down the available funds. Whoever is acting as treasurer in any given year would draw down the funds that we want to make available, and then we would put out a call and approve the grants in a meeting.
So if someone's is seeking a $5,000 grant and they're going to be doing a $30,000 job, we would be looking into where's your other money coming from? Or are we just going to be handing you $5,000 that are going to start something and not finish it? That's us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just went to Shepherdstown does these small grants, and I just went to their meetings to go through that process of, you know, asking for money and them, you know, being able to interact with you to ask questions. And they were really thorough. And I think, you know, we could do the same and get a feel for what people are trying to do. I mean, I think this would be great to do for people. It's not going to help too many people, but it's a good start.
Well, and I think, Jack, you may have been on the commission at the same time, and I'm sure talked about it. This was something he definitely wanted to see. That was one of the whole reasons for starting this, was so that, you know, landowners or what have you could have the ability to do some improvements on their property. So
Mhm.
I think this is very much in keeping with what he designed that preservation fund to.
So, I mean, I would like to move forward with this. And like I said, I think adding a requirement for a quote, I think is helpful. I don't know how you guys feel. So,
Would you also like to add a requirement that the applicant come to the meeting when you're discussing it?
yeah, I think
Okay.
that we should have that too. Yeah.
And could we, and I hope I'm not being obnoxious or going out on a limb. Could we name it in Martin's honor?
Oh, please.
Um,
Yes.
I mean, obviously, it's not like we're gonna be getting 15 of them, so we have to come up with 15 different, you know, in memory of. But again, I mean, this is entirely for the most part Martin.
Mhm. Yeah, I think we should absolutely do that.
How much of a financial shortfall do you think we have on this?
So I don't think there is a shortfall. It started as a $100,000 endowment that's placed with the Eastern West Virginia Community Foundation, and this is just, I think this year we had a little over $14,000 that we were able to draw down just from the interest without dipping into the like core endowment funds.
Any motion? Instead of me making all of them.
I would move to, well, I would move that we invite Elizabeth to make the updates that we just mentioned and present a final copy for approval at our next meeting. And those would include naming in Martin's honor, including a stipulation that people come before the commission during the process of consideration. And then,
I have a quote for the work.
to present a quote for any work that they're going to do at the time of their application.
One thing, I guess one question I would like to clarify, if people are proposing to do work themselves with these funds, would that be something that is possible if it's, I don't know.
Depends on the nature of the job.
Okay.
Yeah, that's tricky. I mean,
Is that
I
something?
guess I would say I would be open to that. As someone who gets money for cemeteries and does half the work before the people come out to do the other work, like I understand how expensive stuff is. So if somebody feels that they're capable of doing the work. And I think, I don't know, did it say something about any kind of final report requirement? Because I think, oh wait, a final grant report, yeah. So I think that that's good too and keeps people, honest with what they're doing.
Okay, then maybe the stipulation that if they're trying to do the work themselves, they have to come and present that.
Yeah, and they can
Before
put,
you-
the cost of wood, whatever, they give us a cost estimate.
And could we even go so far as to say that, we might give more weight to their decision to do it themselves if they can provide a plan and some background, maybe in a similar project that they've done. I mean, obviously, if you were applying for it, you could say everything that you personally have done at the cemeteries. And that might help us to, weigh if it's a good idea. Whereas, if I applied for a grant to put up windows, I mean, you shouldn't give it to me because I have experience putting up windows, so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we can keep that end open and, we'll obviously get to talk to these people and see what's reasonable. I think there'll be great interest in this.
If we put together a legal agreement, I think you can get legal review internally.
Okay,
So ask Eddie, and she'll stick one of our legal beagles on it and just take a look at it, because it doesn't hurt to have a legal spin on this stuff
Sure.
to protect you and what funds we have.
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
They might have some other ideas too,
Yeah.
on clauses that we should include. So,
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you very much.
okay.
So I don't
Tell-
think
tell them
this
that I-
exactly
that I
needs a
said-
motion either. She's going to revise something and bring it back to us to actually vote on it at
We have a
another meeting.
motion on the table. Would you like me to withdraw it?
I mean, do you agree that I don't think that that needs a motion? She can do it. So yeah, I guess you
Sure.
can. Okay, yeah. He'll withdraw his motion. Great. That sounds great. Okay, so next is sponsoring Middleway Day. I know we kind of talked about this a little bit, but we need an official vote on that.
What is the actual date this year?
Oh, I don't remember.
I knew the second Saturday of,
October. But I can't give you a.
We'll give you the date later. Yeah, all right. I'll look it up while we talk.
I missed it last year and I felt so bad.
It's such a great
Every year.
event and I think I love to support Middleway, so I move that we sponsor Middleway Day.
I second it.
What's the cost?
Let me pull this up quick. I think there's different levels of sponsorship and I think what we did when we went last year was it's either 300 or 500. Again, I'm going to look quick. And that gives us a certain perk.
Publicity rights.
Yeah, let me see. Hmm.
I assume we would be manning a booth like we did last year.
Yeah,
Lyle has made a new 3D headstone for our
oh wow.
cemetery preservation demonstration.
Okay, so the Middleway Blues sponsorship is $500. Let me double check what that means. That's the one that I had. Okay, that gives us the 10 by 10 booth, a quarter page ad in the program, and then other things that we don't necessarily need, but like a free historic calendar and stuff like that. So there's some perks.
Need to decorate that cube.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to a good cause to support Middleway, so I thought we should do the $500 sponsorship. So I move that we do the Middleway Blues sponsorship for $500 for Middleway Day.
Seconded by David.
Okay, David.
I continue to say.
Sorry, I forgot that I was giving the more specific motion that time. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
okay. All right, next is treasurer's report. Lyle's obviously not here. Do you have,
Was
It's,
there any
Is it in-
language for the Osborne Farm sign?
did I skip?
oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. The Osborne Farm sign. Yeah, so it would, and I made it on Vistaprint, just, it's a really simple metal sign and I meant to print it and I didn't, I'm sorry. I was just close to the public, contact JCHLC at phone number, email to arrange a visit. You know, just simple. I don't know that people are going to necessarily try to go up there, but it's a good thing to have in place so that people are, because it looks there, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's the big stuff now and it says that we acquired this property and so it draws attention to it in a way that, you know, it's good for us to outline that. Already, Mike Nickerson, the president of the SBPA, Shepherdstown Battlefield Preservation, he put up the no metal detecting signs, which is something we had talked about a while back, having that up. So that part's already done. So this will just be to make it clear that it's not open to the public. So, I mean, is there any other language that you think needs to be in that?
so there's already a no metal detecting sign.
Yes,
So this sign says not open to the public and our contact information for an appointment to go to the property.
yes. That,
I think of anything else we would need.
all right. The discussion, are we moving or something for that? So I guess you can authorize me to purchase the sign.
I move that Addison move forward with purchasing that sign and placing it at the Osborne Farm near the public or the private
Second.
entrance.
Second?
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right, now treasurer's report. Do-do.
Where is that treasurer?
Where is he? I know.
He is
He's at,
not here.
yeah, he's somewhere. All right. I'm just going to read this straight from his report. The checking balance as of, is that correct? A correct date? It says 4/6.
I think,
I would think that he's given us a more updated. This might be,
Well, there is
yeah, so
further
there's
down.
4/6 and then
6-2.
6/2.
That's as of the last report.
gotcha. Okay, yeah. I forget how far our meetings are apart. Okay, so it was 31,529 in April. And now the balance is 36,962. Savings balance 30,578 and 77 cents. Do I need to say interest $87.97 last month, $91.16 this month? And
I think that is a typo.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, because I see it has the same date.
The more recent balance is that lower one.
Okay. You think, so you think
Yeah,
this one's,
that
the
is,
savings is wrong?
Yeah.
531.
yeah, that's the,
Oh,
that's the previous balance
So you
plus
think
the
he meant-
interest. So
okay.
I think that's
Yeah.
probably a May or June.
So the May 31st,
probably
yeah,
five-
you're
yeah,
right, you're
probably
right.
5/30.
So he's end of month is $30,757.90. So total assets, $67,000. Wait, $67,720.12. All bills have been paid and accounts up to date.
I would move to approve the treasurer.
Second?
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
If
Okay,
he's wrong, he'll pay for it next month.
Yeah.
Or next meeting.
okay, so social media,
Okay, so we have had an increase in followers. We're up to 5,723 followers. we've had a pretty dramatic increase in views and engagement. They're like 400%, a little over 400%. I think that might be my post thesis brain working a little bit harder on our social media posts. Instagram, we've gained about 20 followers since our last meeting, and our reach and our interactions have both increased, reach by 38% and interactions by 73%. The website is back up and running, and I'm updating documents as usual, which is very nice. It was wonderful to not have to email in and ask her to put our agenda
Yeah.
on the county website.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted, while we're all together, to check and see if this is still a useful thing for me to be doing. Yes. Okay.
So,
Okay. Absolutely.
and continue to enjoy the,
Yeah, you do a great job.
Yeah.
Well, get ready for some ranches.
Okay.
Just to let you know, the county commission is having a get-together, not a meeting, just a get-together to talk about the new website, and it's going to be on Monday.
That's
So
wonderful.
I think they're getting a lot closer. I talked to Gabriel today, and he thinks it's further along than a lot of people want to give it credit for, but proof is in the pudding. So we shall see. So I'm optimistic because doggone it, I sure miss having a web page that I could go on and find out on who's on such and such a board. Has it
Is the
been ver-
is the website down?
it hasn't been updated properly
Oh, yeah.
for quite some time. And
Oh, for like that boards and
yeah,
information.
boards and
Yeah,
stuff
that's
like
true.
that. It's I think I mentioned to Parks and Rec that Kelvin Upson was still the commission liaison.
Yeah.
It's really out of date, and there are other boards that are the same way.
Yeah, we noticed that on ours when our website wasn't functioning and they wanted to give us that landing page. They even had like where we meet as somewhere that we've never met. And we had just never noticed it.
Well, I
Well,
just
that's
want to let
good.
you know that
Yeah.
something is being done. They're working on it. So I'm optimistic.
Next up,
Right.
we need to get the county tax map. There's some different county websites that I utilize a lot that are having some issues, like the county tax map I use constantly for research, and now the tax cards
Yeah.
are unavailable, which is very sad because there's so much good information on there. So I don't know what's going on with that. I'm sure they're already aware, but yeah.
while we're on social media, could I put in a plug for a location?
Please do.
The Jefferson County Fairgrounds,
Oh yeah,
which are
absolutely.
not super, super old in comparison to when we've had fairs here, but that's, coming up in August.
Yeah,
It's just getting older.
that's a great idea. Thank you.
And there've been a lot of sort of ancillary things that have happened there, like Arts and Crafts Festival and
Yeah.
ox roasts when they used to bury the pig and divvy it out.
Okay. Yeah, anytime any of you have any ideas, I would be very grateful, 'cause I am searching. for
Yeah,
buildings.
digging deep.
Yeah.
Okay, so cemetery projects, lots of things. But I'll start, well, our meeting was delayed a day because I was applying for money for Rose Hill Cemetery. And so I received that $2,000 yesterday to do tree work and some land clearing, because hopefully we're going to be able to do some ground penetrating radar there soon. And we did, well, we'll talk about this a little later. We'll talk about Johnsontown, so I won't mention that. We are continuing to clean up Kearneysville Methodist. Thank you, Bob, for all your help. Getting trash out along the boundary. And so hopefully we can fence the other side of the cemetery. I can walk all kinds of paths through there. It's so exciting. Used to be very thickly wooded. Lyle said he got his matching grant for the Catholic cemetery. And so he's going to be able to do ground penetrating radar on the whole thing. He's very excited about that. I'm sure I have other things, but I can't
Well,
think right now.
And since our last meeting, you and Lyle led a cemetery workshop at the Preservation Alliance of West Virginia conference,
Oh, yeah.
which I think was very, very good in rubbing elbows with other.
Yeah, we have fun. Saturday we'll be working in the Chapline Cemetery. Do we say chaplain or chapline? I say chapline because that's how it's spelled. There's a couple of headstones down, so Lyle and Teresa are going to come help reset some of those. That's in Shepherdstown. And yeah, that's about it for that. Okay, James Osborne Farm. The main thing there was that we were getting the sign. I don't remember if we discussed it last time, but the tenants renewed their lease and they have another roommate. And that's about it for that. I don't know if this happened after or before the last meeting. This 2 months is a long time. I forget what goes on, but I met with the Battlefield Association, and we met people from the Park Service to talk. They're fixing our signs that are down on River Road for the Shepherdstown Battlefield. And Mike Nickerson is the president, and he's working on some grants for the lime kiln. But it's going to cost a lot of money. So we're searching for a good grant. Duffield's Depot, anything? Lyle's usually the one on that.
Yeah, we've been working on the West Virginia Department of Highways grant. The thing that we've been doing most recently is looking for quotes for paint sample analysis, and all of the plaster is down. I think Lyle sent out some photos to all of us, but it looks quite different.
Peterborough.
Peterborough. Well, first off, Lyle got the new door on the root cellar, which is fantastic. We're looking at a way to secure it, to keep it closed, because right now you can just open it. But that is, at long last, is coming to fruition, and it's glorious. I guess Elizabeth and others have been doing cleanup out there, and it's looking really good. And we had the USDA Wildlife come out to consult on our vulture issue in the
Okay.
barn. It's bad news and worse news.
Okay.
It's right, currently there is a adult and 2 chicks that are in residence there. And it turns out that all of our attempts to keep them out from last year were entirely useless. He said, I think the word is vultures have very high nest fidelity. They will do anything to get back into a nest where they have already he said he could remove these vultures, but he would do it fatally. He said they are a species that they don't try to like relocate and rehabilitate. So the two, Lyle and I, decided to not go that route at this point, to let this work itself out this year. And then we're going to need to have a big push to do some serious hole plugging out there over the winter. And then if the vulture gets back in again, we will act quickly to do a removal before there are chicks.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Okay. That sounds good.
I don't want to hurt the chicks.
Yeah.
Even
I don't
vultures.
want to hurt the mom either,
Yeah,
but
She might have to go.
what after what he told us and what she showed us, like she was like, oh, she got angry. We were there talking for a long time, and she jumped down into the bottom where we were, and then left underneath one of the doors. It's like, it's not it. We have to redo the sills on all the doors. We need to cover the gaps in the walls, at the top of the walls where they left a log out. We need to put something solid in there, but the wildlife guy was like, their beaks are really strong, and they ripped right through the chicken wire that we put up.
Right.
So we need to put up something very solid up there. So we're going to be looking at options over the next few months, and then probably January, February, we're going to try to get all that done. Keep you posted.
Okay.
Just as a historical note, as I recall, Didn't Benjamin Franklin, wasn't he pushing for the vulture to be the national bird?
I think it was the turkey.
The turkey? I thought it was a vulture. That's on turkey buzzard? Yeah, okay. I'll wait for the movie.
And then the last thing is the Johnsontown Church update. So that's, as mentioned before, we had the grant for electric work. And so to put the line underground, we felt most comfortable doing ground penetrating radar, which was approved at the last meeting. And so we just had that done last week. And he only scanned, or he did around the church, and then he did like the first row of graves that were marked, and there were some unmarked graves in there too. So there were 7 unmarked in all. But again, he could have scanned the whole thing and found a lot more unmarked graves, but we were just focused on that area this time. So yeah, that's then they're going to bury the line soon. And so I mentioned before, Jim King came out with me yesterday to look at the building because I was going to start, Elizabeth and I are pursuing grants for the building. So we're trying to see, they really want the bell to be functioning, but there's some other stuff that needs to happen too. But the families are they're very excited to have the electric for the summer because they do their family reunion at the hottest time of the year. So they'll actually be able to get in the church and have air conditioning this time. So, but he's going to help me get some quotes for work so that we can get started on helping them restore the church. Any other comments to add?
No, I think that's it.
I was found that totally anecdotal, but since we're powering through everything, I found myself sitting manning or personing the museum the other week, and I spent time reading Evelyn Taylor's book about the African American congregations. And so I got to about the point where Johnsontown was, and then someone came in, assist them. So next time I'm in the museum, I will continue on.
Well, I'm working on the National Register nomination, and yeah, I'll talk to you more about that because maybe the Charlestown Library has some records that could be helpful too. Or the museum too. Oh, and then the man who mows the grass at Johnsontown, he's a descendant of the original Johnsons. Today he brought me the big map of the cemetery, the old map. It was on the wall in his great-grandfather's house. So I really would love to figure out how to restore this document. I'll show you a picture of it. But it's pretty great because a lot of these cemeteries have no map, and there's actually a map. The only problem is some of the lots are a little large and it only says who bought the lot. But we can imply wife and kids if we have records that they're buried there, probably in those plots. But yeah. So that's it, I think. Is there anything else anyone has?
Yes, I have a couple solid waste.
Yeah, if you give me that. He took tires out of the cemetery. And so we said we'd pay him to, yeah, you can give them to me. I'll give them to Lyle. Yeah, well, I'll take it for him. Thanks.
Are we almost very nearly done with the agenda?
We're finished.
Well, don't adjourn yet.
Oh.
I just wanted to ask, what's the news on the bread bake?
Bread baking. Wayne has stepped down as person who will run that. He's got too much going on in his life, and it's a pretty monumental task. He's done it all on his own all this time. So it is on pause. There is a meeting coming up of interested people, and unfortunately, I will not be able to make that meeting. I'll be unavailable, but we're hoping to at least do at least one bake this year. It will have to find people who are willing to step up and take over aspects of the task and get it organized. And then, depending on how that goes and if this all comes together, we might be able to continue, for the rest of the year and next year, hopefully. But that's up in the air at this point. Wayne has definitely said he's willing to come out and assist, but he cannot run it anymore.
He's stepping up into a management position. And that's
Well,
good. Yeah.
he's been manager too. He's
Yeah.
been everything.
Yeah,
And he just can't anymore. So we all need, the rest of us need to try to step up and
yeah, we ought to do something to recognize his efforts over
I
the
agree.
years.
Yeah,
He's been absolutely super.
he's just such a wonderful person too.
Yeah, he's a great person and the bread's fabulous on top of that.
So
it's-
good.
so-
Yeah, I did his class a couple years ago. So it'd be nice if even if he didn't do the, every Saturday, if he could still every once in a while, or maybe even just once a summer, just throw in one of those classes.
yeah, he hasn't said he's
Willing,
completely gone forever.
Okay.
He just can't.
try to reel him back in. Let's give him an
just can't
award,
run
community
the bread-
award.
The volunteer bread baking, there's the order taking, there's.
Oh, it's so
keeping
much
everything
work.
listed, and yeah, it's a lot.
And just making it,
It
it
needs to
takes
be,
forever.
it needs to be divided into about 6 different parts for 6 different people.
Yes,
And hopefully we can make that work.
yes, I'm grateful that he did it for as long as he did, but it's definitely not sustainable for one person. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
think about how we can honor him for all the time he's given. All right, anything else?
I just have one very quick announcement.
Uh-huh.
As I think everyone knows, and it's been a little while, Todd Boyle passed away, who was a former council member in Charlestown, among many other things that he did. And with the assistance of his brother Scott and his sister Anne, the museum and library have curated a small exhibit about him in the lobby. It has been up for about 2 months, and it's coming to the point where we're going to swap it out for something else. So if anyone wants to see that, they're welcome to come by this week or next. And it has the suit he wore when he reenacted as one of the Washingtons, and then sort of an homage to his music. And then we're going to be replacing that with an exhibit about the 1849 miners trail with the mining company that was started in Charlestown and then went west to California.
Mhm.
So we've actually gotten some of the diaries and so forth. So
Oh,
that's upcoming. Which who knew that a group of miners from here
Not
went
me.
to California?
I was unaware of that.
And it was started by one of the Washington descendants as well.
Hmm.
But also a lot of familiar county last names. But anyway, so if anyone wants to come by and see that in honor of Todd, please do so. So
Well, has the museum been opened at all?
Mhm.
What are the hours now?
Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 1. On Tuesdays, because it's the quietest day, oftentimes we'll put up a sign that says, please call this number or come upstairs and we'll. open the
Yeah,
museum.
okay.
But Scott Coyle is there Wednesday. He's one of our volunteers, lived here his whole life. So if anyone wants to pick his brain. And then Thursday and Friday, the museum assistant is there. And then Saturday, sometimes it's me, sometimes it's the director of the OCTL,
What's the Saturday hours? I'm sorry.
9 to 1.
Okay, I've really been wanting to come over and I
Uh,
didn't know, I could have looked it up, but it came up, so.
They're mainly new, I don't know the correct terms, posters and banners, exhibits that way. We haven't changed too much in the cases without, having a permanent museum director. But there is a focus on, sort of, 19th century and early 20th century women in Jefferson County and what they did. Did they work in the home? Did they work outside of it? And then also fairs and festivals. There's some things up about that. And there are a couple other things too. So there definitely some things have been swapped out.
Great. Thanks.
And everyone gets in for free if you live in Jefferson County.
Wow.
I do.
hope so.
Yeah.
So do I.
It's kind of a requirement here. All right. Motion to adjourn.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
All right, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. So that's 7:49. This is our quickest meeting we've had.
You are great.
We possibly.
We missed a rainstorm.
Miss what?
A rainstorm.
Yeah, did you hear?
I know, I heard
Yeah.
that.
That's the best part of this building is hearing the rain
I
on the
love
roof.
that.
It's so lovely.
I am really glad because I left my car with the windows open. I was like, oh, I should check the weather.
It looked like a
and-
horrible storm when I was out
And I was like, oh, 80% chance. I closed them.
there. Yeah.
Elizabeth, are you all moved into this building?
Yes, and I was gonna invite anyone who wants to go. We can walk over to the office.
Now?
So you know where it is.
Yeah, let's do that.
What's this line? I authorize you to fill that in for me later.
I'll figure it
Okay, just so you have it.
out. Alright, let me put this out.
Oh, I gotta tell, okay, with Johnsontown, I cannot find proof of what they claim. The only reference ever is to Jerry Johnson's book. And if Rucker referenced Jerry Johnson's book, there's no deed. I found the deed where George Johnson got land in 1868, not 48. I don't see any census before 1870. How Brown map. So there's a lot of, I'm not trying to doubt their story.
Let me look through what, so. Through my mom, I'm a Johnson. Obviously, they were the enslavers
The other
of the
end.
Johnsons, yes. But we have a lot of stuff going back in the Johnson family from that part of Carneysville.
Mhm.
I can't imagine there'd be anything useful in it.
Yeah, because I mean, I've been searching very hard and like even John Junior's like his county landmark
These like
re-
they are.
nomination is all just whatever Jerry
I think we
Johnson.
have three of
And so no one has any deed reference and no one has any.
The mic's where they
thing at
are.
all.
Okay.
They just have it.